Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the World of Wrestling podcast. Here today to discuss about the WWE Monday Night Raw episode from December 1st, 2025 review. My thoughts on the show. Well, Triple H had something to say on Saturday night on the WWE Survivor Series post-show that WWE was going to go epic following from the Survivor Series event. And I have one thing to say to that load of bullshit. There was nothing epic about this show. It was a simple, simplistic show. It was an okay show, but there was nothing epic about it. A little story dabbled here and there, which is okay. But when you want to tell me that you're going to make things epic, I expect to be highly entertained. Was there some good wrestling on this show? Absolutely. There was 3 matches I actually really enjoyed. Both of the tournament matches for the semifinals with LA Knight and Jey Uso was good. Gunther and Solo Sikoa was a good match. And then the WWE World Tag Team titles was another good matchup that I enjoyed sitting through the night. Outside of that, nothing really all that exciting happened. We had Dominic Mysterio cutting a promo with the Judgment Day and Liv Morgan making a return, pretty much making her statement that the Judgment Day will become the strong, dominant faction once again in the WWE on Monday Night Raw. And the show kick-started with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. They were actually going ahead and putting their name in for an opportunity to challenge for the women's tag team titles. Why they want to go after tag team gold is beyond me. I don't know why they just move on from all of this and move forward trying to capture the World Heavyweight Championship from Stephanie Vacour, because let's be honest, Stephanie Vacour has not been all that fantastic. I mean, I'm going to be the first one to say I'm not really fond of her. I think her character is bland. I think it's generic. There's a lot of wrestlers that have a similar gimmick as her. And her wrestling is pretty decent, but at the end of the day, does it get me excited? Fuck no, it don't. Do I care if you remove Stephanie Vacour from the World Championship run that she's on and remove her from the roster altogether, I don't think WWE's main roster for women's wrestling would suffer without her. I really don't. I don't see her as a very important piece to have in this division on Monday Night Raw. I think she'd probably fit better on SmackDown, honestly, because at least on SmackDown, their star power is not as high. But as a particular piece on the Monday Night Raw episodes, she's not really necessary, in my personal opinion. I don't think she would be missed at all. And I'm not happy she's the champion. That title has not done nothing for... She hasn't done nothing for the title, and the title has done nothing for her. They need to find her a new gimmick. My personal opinion, if you don't agree with it, that's fine and dandy. I don't care. Good for you. Enjoy your wrestling the way it is. But me personally, I just don't care for her. I don't think she's all that exciting. She's just there. Just like the match that she had with Nikki Bella was just there. If you had Becky Lynch going up against Nikki Bella, the match would have been a lot more important. If you had Charlotte Flair against Nikki Bella, would have been a lot more important. If you had Rhea Ripley versus Nikki Bella, been a lot more important. You getting the trend here? The pattern? It's real simple. Stephanie Vaquer brings no value to her name. Her name value is shit. That's the reason why the match with Nikki Bella meant absolutely nothing. Not to mention, you add on to the other side of things with Nikki Bella, she hasn't been wrestling for like 5 years or something like that. And when she was relevant or in her prime, if you want to even say she was ever in her prime to begin with, was when it was the Divas instead of the women wrestling division. So, or the women's revolution, whatever the fuck kind of terminology you want to use. So my attitude's real simple. Fuck Nikki Bella. Fuck Stephanie Vaquer. The match didn't even need to happen. Could have happened on Monday Night Raw. Fuck the match altogether. It should have never happened to begin with. Nikki Bella shouldn't be on the show. And Stephanie Vaquer shouldn't be the World Heavyweight Champion. That's just my thoughts, my feelings. And I think I have valid points here. I don't think it's just opinionated viewpoints here that I have. I think I have very valid points. Because you listen to that crowd. I mean, go back. If you don't believe me, go back, listen to the crowd on multiple different Raw episodes where Stephanie Vaquer is wrestling her matches. There is no buzz from that crowd. That crowd is fucking dead. I don't care if she's the greatest wrestler on God's green earth. That crowd does not give a flying you-know-what about her being on the show. They care about Rhea Ripley. They care about Io Sky. They care about Asuka. They don't care about Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane's cared about because she's tagged along with Asuka. But the point being is, I named off 3 fucking women right off the guilt, and I mean, I could name off a few others. Lyra Valkyrie gets more buzz than Stephanie Vaquer, and she hasn't been a World Heavyweight Champion ever. Ever! That's bullshit. And Lyra Valkyrie deserves a run with the World Championship. Bayley, another one. I mean, these people have buzz. They have importance on the show. People care. Stephanie Vaquer has... I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say she's 100% absolute shit. Nobody cares. But she is not... she doesn't get the same kind of buzz as these other women do. I'm just saying. Just my opinion. But, hey, you don't want to agree with me? Don't agree with me. It's all opinionated anyway. I mean, I had someone come on this channel and comment on the video for Survivor Series saying that Survivor Series was an amazing show. Saying it's a fair show is a wild take on my end. Well, thank you very much for saying I had a wild take. I mean, if you actually go out there, there's a lot of people that would agree with me that this show was not exactly what you would call a 5-star fucking pay-per-view event or a premiere event. Premiere live event, whatever. I mean, come on, man. This show was... Survivor Series was okay. It was entertaining. It had some quality that was entertaining. But overall, the show was not great, okay? If you had to pay money to watch it, like, you know, paying $59.99 like you used to back in the day, you're throwing your money in the fucking garbage. And if you are spending $30 a month for ESPN to watch specifically the Survivor Series or any other WWE pay-per-view for that matter, you're wasting your fucking money. Because they are not worth even $30 a month. Straight up. Now, if you got ESPN for other reasons like UFC, which will be leaving next week, December 13th will be their final event that they have, which I think is in Las Vegas in their Apex. That's it. That's all UFC. They're going to Paramount Plus, which I am fucking stoked about. Cannot wait for UFC 324. That is going to be fucking huge. But if you're just paying for the WWE on ESPN for their pay-per-view event, you're an idiot. You are wasting your money. And let me take that back. I don't want to call you an idiot, but you're throwing your money away. You really are. You're throwing your money away. You have to have more than just WWE. If you're getting it for college football, the NBA, hockey, like the NHL, or if you're getting it for college basketball and stuff like that, and you're getting it for multiple different types of sports outside of the WWE, then yeah, that's fine. You're not throwing your money away. You have other reasons to want to watch it. So it makes it worth your while. But if you're wasting your money just to watch the WWE event every month for $30 and that's it, you are wasting your money 100%. You don't need to do that. If you have Netflix already, just use the VPN, flip the VPN on, and watch Netflix and watch the event on there. It's that simple. And of course, you probably do if you're trying to follow along with Monday Night Raw. So the bottom line is, it's real simple. If you're not using ESPN for anything else but WWE, get rid of ESPN. Get the fucking VPN. It's a little bit cheaper than wasting your fucking money on this shit. Especially in my case, I don't even have the ability to access SmackDown because I don't have the USA Network. I don't even have regular cable. So I use VPN every time to watch SmackDown. I just don't watch the pay-per-views on Netflix because I do use ESPN for other things like college football, regular football, the NBA, and if I have the time or the opportunity to watch hockey, I will watch that as well as many other things possible that I can watch on there. I'm pretty sure I'll watch the UFL, the United Football League, when they air on ESPN. So, I mean, I'm taking advantage of a lot of different things on that app, but if you're just using it for wrestling, you're throwing your money away. But I've said enough. Anyway, the show gets kick-started with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. They make the announcement they're gunning for the women's tag team titles. And right after that, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss comes out. Their whole operandi is, well, you guys just teamed together at Survivor Series not just 48 hours ago, and we have been a tag team. We've won the tag team titles. We got screwed. We deserve the right to really face for the championships, and you guys can wait in the back of the line after we get our shot. Rhea Ripley disagreed, as well as Io Sky, so they made an agreement that the match would actually occur for a number one contenders opportunity for Asuka and Kairi Sane for the women's tag team titles. So that's the direction they went to kickstart this show, and it was the main event, no less. Holy fuck. I don't know what people are smoking, but hey, what are you going to do? Anyway, so that's pretty much all that occurred there. Then backstage, Adam Pearce is on the phone when he is interrupted by Ivy Nile, who wants a shot at Maxine Dupree and the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Adam mentions that Maxine is training with Natty, but he will work on it with Nyla, with Ivy Nile, saying she can train as long as she wants, but the title will be Ivy's. Yeah, I got one question. Why is she getting a title opportunity? She hasn't been on TV, and I was watching JD's review, JD from New York 206 review. He actually saw that the last time Ivy Nile was on television was back in June of this year. It's been 6 fucking months. The woman hasn't even been shown on television, let alone have a match. And she's getting a title opportunity against Maxine Dupree. Folks, this shit makes absolutely no sense half the time. I'm telling you. After that, she walks off as Adam Pearce bumps into Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker. Heyman claims he's not guilty of whatever happened with the mystery person at War Games, but he's here to address Braun Breaker's pinning CM Punk at Survivor Series. Pearce says Heyman and Braun step into his office as we cut away. Following that, back at ringside, Jey Uso makes his entrance as he gets ready to face LA Knight in a semifinals match in the Last Time Is Now tournament. We also get a video package. CM Punk talks about his rivalry with John Cena over the years, which I think was one of the greatest rivalries in John Cena's career outside of Edge and Randy Orton, honestly. Those are the only other two that I would say even come close to that. I mean, Kurt Angle, sorta, but that rivalry didn't last too long. It was like several months. He had one off match when he debuted, and that was pretty much his entire run with Kurt Angle. So it was temporary. It wasn't long-term storytelling of a rivalry between the two, so I wouldn't even count that as important. And Triple H, on the other hand, they had their on and off moments with each other. Nothing really important happened between the two of them outside of on and off moments of having matches throughout the years, but not anything to the level of what Edge, Randy Orton, and CM Punk brought to the table with John Cena. Anyway, the first match of the night was Jey Uso versus LA Knight. This was a good match. Jey Uso did decent. LA Knight was awesome in this match. I mean, he didn't make a botch spot in this matchup, I will say. I wasn't too happy to see that, but I mean, when you're talking about trying to run from one side of the ring to the other in the corner and jump up to the second rope to be able to do a a suplex off the top rope. I mean, that's kind of hard to say, hey, he's a loser, he can't wrestle anymore type of thing. I mean, that's kind of a dickhead thing to say, honestly, in my personal opinion. So I'm not going to say that because LA Knight has been doing very well. He's been having a little bit of issues with his promos, I've noticed, with the time. I understand I have not been persistent with the videos and the reviews. I've been dealing with a lot of shit in my life, so I kind of had to take a step back and take a hiatus for a little while. But I'm not joking, guys. His promos, he's kind of slipped up a little bit. He's kind of forgetting his words, maybe, or slipping up on what he's trying to say. He's had his moments where he's kind of shown a little bit of flaws in his promo work, but wrestling-wise, he still is doing a good job. I think LA Knight was very decent in this matchup. Very entertaining work by both of these guys. The suplex off the top rope, though, I mean, Jey Uso landed, and he started smacking his hand on the mat as if he's the one that fucked up. And I'm going, bro, you're supposed to sell the fucking move, not sit there and face down on the mat and smacking your hand on the fucking mat. That's not helping with the freaking move and not helping the match in any way, shape, or form. That was one issue I did have with the match. What the fuck is Jey Uso getting upset for? It was beyond me. That made absolutely no fucking sense to me at all. That was insane. I could not believe that he actually did that. But it is what it is, you know. There's no way around it. It happened, and that's it. But LA Knight ended up winning the match. Jey Uso was very distraught, very angry. He started smashing on the announce table. He started destroying the Prime Energy drink station, and he smashed the the steel steps and then walked up the ramp in frustration, and that was pretty much it. Following that, backstage, we had Lyra Valkyria and Bayley talk to Adam Pearce about getting a shot at the tag team titles. Adam says he will consider it as he looks into things after tonight, walking off as the Kabuki Warriors confront Bayley for not joining their War Games team. Why the fuck would Bayley join their War Games team? And isn't that kind of a slap in the face to Becky Lynch? Who, by the way, actually was by herself defending 5 other women. Are you fucking serious? Your team sucked. That's all there is to it. But whatever. Not to mention you turn on Bayley at the end of all of it. So, it makes absolutely no fucking sense. I mean, Io Sky was no better. She turned on her too. So, it is what it is. So Bayley states that they have no one to blame but themselves for losing their match before Asuka points out that Charlotte Flair is in the main event tonight and Bayley is not. She walks off as Kyra pokes fun at Bayley some more before Raw moves on. God. Back at ringside, the Judgment Day make their way out to, as we are set to hear from the Intercontinental Champion Dominic Mysterio when we come back. So, just in a generic sense, there was nothing too much to it. It was just kind of a Judgment Day making their bold statement that they are making moves to take over Monday Night Raw again and be the dominant faction that they once were. And that was pretty much the whole point and emphasis behind this promo. Dominic thanked the entire Judgment Day for their assistance, as well as Liv Morgan at the end actually helping him to put the nail in the coffin in this match to beat John Cena for the IC title and walk away with the W. And that was pretty much the overall consensus of this entire segment. And then pretty much Liv Morgan saying, fans are saying that the Judgment Day have become weak. They're not the same as they once were. They're not taking over Monday Night Raw. We are coming for all the championships and no one can stop us from doing so. That was pretty much the promo in a nutshell. Nothing too exciting. Nice little intro to Liv Morgan coming back. And we didn't get anything on Liv Morgan. Kind of like touching on things about Roxanne Perez. We didn't get anything on that. Roxanne Perez was not even mentioned in the promo, as if there's no tension between Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. So it's like nothing ever happened for the last 6+ months with Liv Morgan being gone from WWE from injury. So I have no fucking clue what WWE is doing. Maybe they missed the plot in the whole situation there, but it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, absolute fucking logic gap there with the lack of detail towards this whole situation. Maybe they're going to introduce that information later on, but this shit with the playing it safe, taking your time to get to the fucking point is ridiculous. Just get to the fucking point. You don't have to do a slow burn on any of this. You don't need to have Liv Morgan come in and act like everything's fine and dandy when clearly we know for a fact nothing has been fine and dandy within the Judgment Day for the last 6+ fucking months, even with Liv Morgan being there in the first place as a women's tag team champion with Raquel Rodriguez. Okay? This shit is absolutely fucking stupid. But hey, here we are watching professional wrestling and having our brain cells melt day after day from watching this shit. But I digress. Following that, though, we actually had an interesting video package, which to me came across like a Lucha Underground wrestling show with this segment with Maxine Dupree training with Natalya. I really liked this. It felt like a reality segment. Something I think WWE and AEW ought to tap into with having a cinematic reality TV type segments on these shows in between the wrestling matches that they're having booked on the shows, and give us some kind of fucking story. And you might find me to say this as being crazy or whatnot, but I actually felt there was some kind of story here. She's training, trying to improve, and Natalya is this dungeon training chick who seems to know what she's doing. I mean, granted, it was a little over the top, ridiculous, but it was some effort put into this. I really liked it. I thought it was interesting. It was out of the realm of their normal, everyday television programming. It reminded me a lot of what they did with Chad Gable with the luchador mask, in a sense. And I feel like they should do more of these. I think they would benefit from it. And I think the whole thing was pretty decent. I did enjoy it. So, that's all I have to say on that segment. Next, we see Adam Pearce talking to one of the refs as he addresses the mystery person from Survivor Series. He asks the ref to keep an ear to the ground and survey the locker room on a situation as we cut away. Like, are you fucking... Why would you even show this on camera? Why not show them... Why not show Adam Pearce and the referee in the back of the camera? Like, for example, your screen is, recording a segment with two wrestlers interacting, and you see Adam Pearce in the background talking to a referee. Not giving away all of what's being discussed between the referee and the fucking manager of the company. Because now everyone's going to know what the hell the referee's supposed to be doing. He's supposed to be going around snooping in the locker rooms, trying to see if he can hear or find out anything about what's going on with this mystery person who came into this fucking War Games match out of fucking thin air and decided to curb stomp someone... curb stomp CM Punk in the middle of the match to help Braun Breaker get the W here. I mean, and people, if anyone thinks for a solitary second this is Seth Rollins, I think you need your brains examined. And if it is Seth Rollins, and they do go with Seth Rollins, I think I gotta cut the cord with WWE. I really do. I think I need to find a new thing to cover on this fucking channel. Because honestly, I think that's the most illogical fucking thing I have ever seen in my god dang life. That makes absolutely no fucking sense whatsoever. You get injured, you get removed from your team that you were the leader of, and you lose your championship to not even have the opportunity to regain the fucking title, and your arch nemesis, your rival, is holding your world championship you were once holding before. Now tell me, where the fuck does that make any freaking sense? It don't. It's that simple. Honestly, the only thing that comes close to that, and is still, even still, you could possibly make a little bit of sense, is Adam Cole and MJF, and even that is pushing it. But you go ahead and you tell me that the fucking masked man was Seth Rollins, that is the most outrageous, biggest logic gap creativity I have ever seen in my motherfucking life. I don't even think Vince McMahon pulled off something creatively that terrible. And he's booked some really terrible fucking creative decisions on these shows. Some of which are fucking absolutely horrendous. But this would be the most illogical fucking storyline you could possibly book. Literally. I said it on the Survivor Series, and I'm going to say it here. The Masked Man is Austin Theory. He's posing as Seth Rollins, and it's Austin Theory. If it's not Austin Theory, I mean, if it's somebody else who, fits the bill of a build like Seth Rollins, okay, fine. But if it is Seth Rollins himself, holy fuck. They need a psychiatrist. They need shock therapy because they're fucking insane and it makes absolutely no damn sense. Plain and simple. It ain't opinion, it's facts. There's no freaking doubt about it. That is facts. That makes no sense. It's not an opinion. I know I come on here, I speak my opinion, my viewpoint and all that, but this is not an opinion. This is a fucking bold fact that makes no fucking sense at all. None. And if that's the direction they go with this, I gotta cut the cord with WWE. I have to. I don't care how addicted I am. I don't care how much I love pro wrestling. I've got to cut the cord with both AEW and WWE. AEW, I'm watching on the side. I'm not covering it on here. But holy fuck, bro. I mean, literally, I cannot. Cannot sit here week after week covering fucking AEW the way it is. I'm watching it week after week in my own free time when I'm not doing anything important, and I watch it to keep up with the storylines and to see if maybe the show has gotten better for me to come back here and start covering it again. But I do this shit for free. I'm not going to go ahead and cover something for free that I have no emotional feeling for. Are you fucking serious? What am I going to do? Come on here every fucking week, have nothing but negativity to talk about, and bitch and complain? I'll save that for a guy like JD from New York 206 or other people who actually get paid to do this shit. I don't get paid to do this, so I'm not going to waste my time sitting here bitching and moaning about it when I'm not getting paid for it. It's fucking stupid. And it's a waste of time and energy, and it's just stressing my body out and making myself unhealthy. It's fucking retarded. So that's pretty much that. But yeah, it's the Masked Man is Austin Theory, and they could have done a lot better with this segment, like having them in the background talking to each other while they cut a backstage segment with some wrestlers or whatnot doing their own thing. So next up, we had the WWE World Tag Team title match with AJ Styles and Dragon Lee against The New Day with Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. Oh, God. Thankfully, this match was not too long. The ending was super awesome. I thought it was fucking cool as shit. Kofi Kingston was hanging off the ropes, and Dragon Lee came off the top rope, hit him with a stomp on his back, and Kofi Kingston flipped, ricocheted up in the air, and AJ Styles caught him for a Styles Clash, and I gotta admit, that was fucking an awesome ending. The match was alright, the ending was amazing, fantastic stuff, and the tag team champions retain their tag team titles, and they continue to win, yet they have no tag team division. They're starting to run out of people to face. Next, we get a video package. Stephanie Vaquer retains the Women's Championship at Survivor Series, overcoming the veteran Nikki Bella. Next, we hear from Vaquer, who says she's ready for whoever the next challenger will be. This leads to Liv Morgan stepping in, reminding the champ that she is back before congratulating Steph on her victory before walking away. We then return to ringside as The Vision make their way out. We'll hear from them likely gloating over their Survivor Series win, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. This is the writer, not me. So Paul Heyman introduces himself before giving a shout out to Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre. He thinks Brock Lesnar is the fucking beast as always, and thanked Drew McIntyre for doing business. He greatly appreciated the business that they did. It was a pleasure, he stated. He gives a shout out to Bronson Reed next, followed by Logan Paul, who gets a wave of boos his way, in particular as Paul Heyman hypes him up as being a perfect fit for his vision of the future. No, he is not my personal opinion. I do not think Logan Paul belongs in the vision. He seems so out of fucking place. It's ridiculous. He is not the future of professional wrestling in WWE. I'm sorry. He is a part-timer who comes there when he sees fit, and he is basically Roman Reigns or John Cena or anything of the higher level. He has other fish to fry and other things he does, and wrestling is not his top priority all the time. Because if it was, he'd be there every single fucking week. No time off, no nothing. CM Punk's in his mid-40s, heading into his 50s, and he puts more time into this fucking shit than Logan Paul does. So, when he can do that, that's when I can say he's a good fit for the vision. Next, his last shout out goes to the man he says will beat CM Punk at the anniversary of Raw's debut on Netflix and become the next World Heavyweight Champion, Bron Breakker. I agree. If you're going to put Bron Breakker in this situation here for Monday Night Raw, the first Raw in January of 2026, I have to say that CM Punk needs to drop the title to Bron Breakker. It's not an ideal place that I would want Bron Breakker to have his first run with the world title. I'd rather it be at WrestleMania. It's the traditional way of crowning a newbie as a world champion. But if you're going to put that in that particular situation, I say fuck it. Just run with it. It's at a place. No, I don't think anyone's really going to expect Bron Breakker to win unless you're heavily into the wrestling game and you're paying very close attention to this shit. So if you make Bron Breakker lose to CM Punk to only have him challenge CM Punk again all the way up to WrestleMania, that's kind of redundant. That is stupid. Just fucking pull the trigger and move forward with the new talent. He's worth riding on. He's worth a gamble. I mean, these people do not know how to gamble. They're sitting here cutting fucking video packages of commercials about rolling the dice at WrestleMania in Las Vegas, and there's nothing being rolled here. There's no gamble. There's no risk. There's no nothing. You want to win that jackpot money, you got to take risks. You want to play it safe, you're betting those minus 125s and those minus 250s that really don't win you as much money. Granted, you have a higher probability of succeeding, but you're not going to get that big prize at the end of the tunnel. You see, that's what WWE and AEW both need to do. They need to start taking some risks with some new faces, people wouldn't expect to be the world champion at this present time. Bron Breakker is definitely one of those people, especially after last night's promo, which was, I have to say, the best promo I've heard in fucking years. And it reminded me of old school wrestling promos when they get really fucking intense and you could feel it in them. I felt this promo from Bron Breakker. He was fucking furious. I fucking loved it. And I hope he wins I hope they book him to win the world title. If there's anything that WWE could do to kickstart 2026 on the right foot, is getting Bron Breakker world champion at this match. If you're gonna book this match on the first Raw of January of 2026, that is the right thing to do. You don't go ahead and make him lose and then work his way back. He's not a fucking baby face. He's a gosh darn heel. You can have the fucking masked man come in there and help him win the damn match again and reveal who it is, and it better not fucking be Seth Rollins, because if it is, this is shit, and I will not be watching this fucking show. And that kind of it kind of hurts me a little bit, because if that's the case, it's gonna feel so fucking stupid to do that while helping Braun Breaker win his first world championship. After he cut a fucking promo saying Seth Rollins is a bitch. He said he was a fucking control freak. He wanted everything on him, and he didn't care about the vision. He cared about just himself. It was all about his ego, which is true. So having Seth Rollins again in this situation based on the promo Braun Breaker cut as well would not make any sense to have the Masked Man be Seth Rollins. Let it be Austin Theory. He really could use a fucking break. This guy hasn't been aired on television in fucking forever, number one. You got fucking Captain Doucheball with the fucking New Day. I continuously forget his name because he's unimportant, and he absolutely sucks. Let me look this up so I can get the fucking name. I can't even fucking remember half these damn names. Partner to Austin Theory. Grayson Waller, excuse me. You got Grayson Waller on television with the fucking New Day doing absolutely nothing. You have Austin Theory come on in the show with the Vision. You actually giving him something noteworthy to work with. And that's what you do. And that's who it should be. Revealed under the mask. Plain and simple. Nothing else needs to be said. Anyway. Let's continue on, because I've been doing this for quite a while now. I want to get this fucking review over and done with. But anyway, he pretty much goes ahead and he says, I've been a fan of CM Punk growing up, coming into the business and so forth. And he pretty much says he learned one thing at the Survivor Series match, that CM Punk is a soft, pansy bitch. A soft-ass bitch. That's what he called him, specifically. I loved it. He got really intense. Let me see if I can get the exact words of what he stated. So, anyways, there was Punk chants ringing out as Braun Breaker takes the mic. Breaker says he's upset, not because of whoever got involved in that Survivor Series nearly ruining his moment, but at how easy it was to pin CM Punk. He thought he was going to have to reach into his bag and get to another level in facing Punk. But he stood across the ring from him and saw that Punk is soft ass bitch. And Braun says that CM Punk worries about so many things when he should be worried about the war at home with his wife being a bigger star than he is. This gets another CM Punk chant as Braun states he'll beat Punk on January 5th. He says Punk tried to break him on Saturday, so he's going to take everything from Punk, meaning the clothesline from the top rope, while having Braun Breaker land on his neck. He addresses a remark Punk made to him a while back, cutting a promo with the big dog, saying, consider this promo cut, before calling himself the real best in the world. He drops the microphone before leaving and heading up the ramp as we cut away. This was fucking fantastic stuff. WrestleView kind of cut down the entire commentary dialogue to kind of give a consensus of it. But if you didn't watch this segment, go back and watch it. It was amazing promo, pure intensity, and I absolutely loved it. I think Braun Breaker is the real deal. I think he is the quote unquote next big thing in modern day wrestling. And he has a little bit of his uncle. Well, actually, he's got a lot of his uncle in him. And he's got his father in him when it comes to technician wrestling. Just putting it that way. Because I think Rick Steiner was the better wrestler than Scott Steiner was. Scott Steiner was just more powerhouse moves and bullshit because he was roided to the max. At least that's what people believe. But if you ask him, he'll say, "Oh no, I never took steroids ever. I would even take a drug test for that." Sure. Anyway, backstage, Jey Uso has nothing to say about anything as he makes his way out of the arena. He says there's a lot of people in his head that need to get out. Apparently, he's got schizophrenia or some shit. Hearing voices inside of his head. He must know Randy Orton or some shit. Who the hell knows? Adding that, the only one he can blame is the man looking back in the mirror. That's very true. And then he brings up a comment Roman made that those titles look better on his shoulders, not Jay's. So I guess he's accepting the fact that he's a fucking loser? Okay. Carry on then, I guess. Disappear and go into the hole you came from. So anyway, with that, he walks off as Raw moves on. We see Rhea Ripley and Io Sky getting ready elsewhere backstage before heading back to the ringside, where we get our next match with Gunther and Solo Sikoa. This was a good match. Solo Sikoa being in a good match, that's not very common here in the day of WWE in 2025. Most of his matches have been absolute dog shit. And this was not. This was a good match. If you guys want to say, I don't like Gunther, he's bland, he's boring, that's fine. But if you're going to say anything about his wrestling, you're fucking crazy. I will admit, I wish there was a little bit more to Gunther, but his wrestling really does tell the story. There's not too many wrestlers that can get away with that and pull off just being a great wrestler to be able to tell a story. But what he does in that ring really does the whole entire story justice, honestly. Because what he does in the ring tells a story. He's a fucking obstacle for anyone that faces him. There's your fucking story right there. And he's a technician wrestler. And you can build a story around him for a sports-like authenticity to it. So that's pretty much the best thing to build around a story with Gunther. He does have his flaws. He's a little bit, I would say he's a little bit one-dimensional in that sense when it comes to storytelling, because I haven't seen them book him in any other kind of element besides that, is through what he does in the ring. But let's be real, when it comes to the wrestling, Gunther is fucking great at what he does. Following the match, Gunther celebrates only for a moment as LA Knight heads to the ring for a stare down, stating that when their match at SmackDown is over, it will be his music playing. He leaves the ring and heading up the ramp as he promises he'll see Gunther on Friday and then he'll see Cena as we cut away. Let me be honest. Gunther winning, very obvious. LA Knight winning, that's rolling the fucking dice. That's playing, that's being risky. That's doing something different. Everybody's expecting Gunther to win this fucking match against LA Knight. This match is big. This has got to be the fucking main event of SmackDown this coming Friday. Because if it's not, it's an absolute waste of time. Because, let's be honest, there's nothing on this show that's going to be remotely entertaining or worth anyone's time unless you're reviewing this shit. I watched SmackDown last Friday, and I'll be honest with you, even though I didn't cover it, it was fucking garbage. Absolutely horrendous shit. Even the traditional Survivor Series match Didn't mean shit to me. Absolute garbage. 100%. But, yeah, this ought to be the main event of the show. 100% for SmackDown. Following that, we then, pretty much, I'm not going to cover all this other stuff. I mean, AJ Styles reveals he wants to defend the tag team titles of Dragon Lee against the War Raiders, who have not done jack shit. Nothing. Elsewhere, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair are getting ready for their match, and the main event's coming up next. Anyway, backstage, Rey Mysterio talks about dealing with the Judgment Day and, more importantly, his own son, and he starts to consider chasing the Intercontinental Championship when he is interrupted by Logan Paul, who runs down the WWE Hall of Famer before Mysterio shuts him up with a slap to the face. Security works on breaking up these two as Logan shouts at Rey, and Raw moves on to the main event. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. This match ended up being a no contest. Tag team champions attacked the two teams in this match. They beat down until Bayley and Lyra Valkyria come down for the save, which leads to the arrival of Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez, and Liv Morgan. The fight ends back into the ring as Raquel and Roxanne get in, where Liv presents them with the tag team titles and holds their hands up high to bring Raw to a close. And that was pretty much your show. The match itself for the Rhea Ripley and Io Sky against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss was nothing too exciting. It was just an average Joe tag team match that went to a no contest pretty much. And that was it. That was your show. Epic? I don't think so. But anyway, guys, at this time, you know what to do. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. And hit the, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Thank you guys very much for watching. And have a great night, guys. Bye.